speaking of finding your flow, it's time for me to find my flow. Let's do some college corner picks.
College Corner.
Another big slate on Tuesday night, as we always have at this point in the season. Conference play is rolling, and we're looking for a couple spots that we feel really good about tonight. By we, I mean the Dimers model, and also plays that are on my personal card tonight. We start in the Big East, where we are taking DePaul plus 10.5 against St. John's. Now, the Big East is a mess right now, and if you haven't been paying too much attention to it yet, I don't blame you. There's really 2.5 good teams. The best is UConn. The second is St. John's. And then you could consider Villanova third. But DePaul has quietly been better than anybody realizes. They're 4-7 in conference play this year, which is an improvement from what they've been for the better part of the last 4 seasons. 4 wins in conference play is already tied for the most they've had in a full season in the last 3 years. So this team is trending in the right direction. And I think we've seen them show up and be feisty at home, if not just downright difficult to play at home. They've got 4 straight victories in their home arena here against Seton Hall, who should be an NCAA tournament team, Xavier, Georgetown, and Marquette. In steps St. John's, who is very good, but St. John's has a pretty treacherous spot here. They go play UConn at home on Friday. So this is like 2 games before we even get to the weekend for St. John's. There's only 2 great teams in this league. They're absolutely circling the UConn game. It's hard not to look ahead to that one. Meanwhile, they were at home this past week. Now they have to do a quick one-day trip to DePaul and back. It's the trappiest of trap spots here against a team that's just been a death trap in their own home arena. So for me, I think you look at St. John's on the road recently too, a 7-point loss at Villanova, or a 7-point win at Villanova, 5-point win at Xavier. They're not exactly blowing teams out on the road as is. I think you're getting double-digit points here. You've got to just take the home team that has been so good at home. We'll take DePaul. Do we have a friend joining us for the College Corner?
Yes, you have cat approval from the College Corner from my cat who wants to be fed about an hour early.
Can I get a meow from the kids in the back right now? We keep it rolling.
He's usually pretty good at it when he stares out the window at the birds, but right now he's just trying to bother me.
Dave's cat is just the sharpest. Oh my goodness. Okay, we move next. NC State is the next play on the card. They're taking on SMU. It's NC State minus 2.5. I think this is a little bit of an opportunity game for NC State. They started the season pretty rocky, only 12-6 through their first 18 games, and a lot of losses to good teams, lost to Virginia, lost to Kansas in overtime. They just kind of stacked up wins against the lesser teams on the schedule. Now they've won 4 straight. They've gotten right. They passed the eye test, including an overtime win on the road at Clemson, where they were the better team from start to finish and ultimately survived the late push from Clemson. I just think this team is finally clicking, living up to their preseason expectations where they were picked 3rd in the ACC. This is a game against an SMU team that, isn't the caliber of a Duke or a North Carolina, but is still a game that will matter for resume purposes. And I think that's the category that NC State can find real success in right now. So it's a small number here. I think NC State minus 2.5 is almost a must play given their recent hot streak. And then our third and final play of the night here is going to be Tennessee minus 12.5 against Ole Miss. Now, Tennessee has had another up and down year. It's kind of similar to what I just said about NC State, where they had a lot of big opportunity games early in the year, that Illinois game especially, where they led at halftime, they let it slip and lost on a neutral floor. Since then, they've just been in a gauntlet in the SEC. I mean, their schedule was extremely front-loaded with quality games. You look at games at Arkansas, at Florida, Kentucky at home, at Alabama, at Georgia, and Auburn. I mean, they haven't played any of the cupcakes in the SEC. You look forward, it's almost a breath of fresh air starting tonight with Ole Miss. And I think this is the first game for Tennessee. We come to associate this defense with supreme physicality, toughness, all the things that we've loved Rick Barnes teams for through the years. This team also has a little more offensive firepower than normal, with Nate Ament and Jacoby Gillespie as guys that can get you 30 points in a game. I think, against Ole Miss, this defense can suffocate a woeful offense. And then you let the talent do the talking and create some separation. They haven't really had a team they can beat up on. I think they're going to savor that tonight. So Tennessee minus 12.5 is the final play on the card. Just to summarize and repeat myself here, it's DePaul plus 10.5, NC State minus 2.5, and Tennessee minus 12.5. And it looks like we have a high edge on the Tennessee play as well.
Yeah, some really good stuff here. Like the call outs. Yeah, you get the high edge for Tennessee. Pretty sure I saw NC State with an edge on the money line as well. Always nice to see when the model has, an edge on both of those, especially when it's a short favorite and you're not feeling too wrong about not taking the money line because it's extra juicy. Right here, you're getting pretty similar spots. So very good stuff, Greg. Thank you as always.
Absolutely. Best time of year. I'm betting college hoops every single night, and I love talking about it on the show with you, my friend.